Coming to you live from Ramsey Studios in Nashville. You're joining a conversation about who you are, what you were created to do, where you want to do that, and how you can get there. I'm Ken, thrilled to have you with us today. Here's what we got coming up in just moments. Going to give you some new data on the 10 hottest jobs right now. Also, a brand new quiz to help you answer the question, should I quit my job? I get this call all the time, and we can still answer that here on the phone. But we've got a great new quiz that's free. 20 questions to clarity on that gigantic question, plus your calls, and we'll be in the chat rooms. If you got a question you want to submit via the chat, put that in the chat window right there next to the video window. So thrilled that you're here because you matter so much. You have a unique role that you were created to fill. You are needed. That means you must do it. So let's get to it. What are the 10 hottest jobs right now? This is fascinating information from Fast Company magazine. Let's remind you of our current status in America as it relates to jobs, employment. 3.5% unemployment rate, that is historically low. Okay, so what that means is when the employment rate is so low like that, you have got a great market for you to switch if you want to switch, to move up if you're ready to move up. And we also have an unbelievable demand for you because there are more jobs available right now. The economy's good, so companies have more openings than there are people who are unemployed. So they're looking to recruit, get you out of your current situation. That is good news for you. So this is relevant information, 10 hottest jobs right now. This is data from PayScale that looked at jobs that are both especially popular in the labor market and offer competitive pay. Number one, foreman. This is a foreman, right? So you understand these. I don't need to get into the description here, but this is leading in a construction or some type of physical labor situation. You got a crew, the foreman. This is a straight up leadership position. Love that. Full stack software engineer, number 2. Number 3, director of marketing. Number 4, machine operator. Number 5, I was shocked by this, Joe. In fact, I'd like to see you hire one of these people. A personal shopper. Interesting. People have got, listen, here you go. How is personal shopper in the top 10? I'll tell you. People have disposable income. They don't want to shop for clothes. They got to look sharp. They have somebody do it for them. Number 6, lead UX designer. Number 7, director of community engagement. Number 8, maternity nurse. Number 9, wealth advisor. And number 10, email marketing specialist. Now, you need to understand this big takeaway from PayScale. The growth of tech workers into industries outside of the tech sector is a major contributor to the continued job growth nationwide. What does that mean? It just simply means that tech workers and technology is working its way into every industry, even more so in how they do what it is they do. And listen to this, a single tech worker is estimated to support 5.7 additional jobs throughout the economy via direct and indirect multiplier effects. So what am I saying? Hey, mom and dad, if you got a kid who's technically savvy, or hey, man, woman, watching the show, you got some tech skills. You've always wanted to be involved in tech. You don't have to actually be in the tech industry anymore. Every industry is needing more and more technology to keep up with our times. Think about it. You are in massive demand. And a lot of these tech jobs, you don't have to get a degree for it. This is all about some certification or the ability to do some things. And so this is the time. You like tech? Stop waiting. Make a change. 844-747-2577 is the number to jump in. 844-747-2577. That is how you join the conversation. You can also get in via the chat room. We'll get into the chat room momentarily. We'll get to your calls in just a moment. But I started off today's show going, how many of you have had the internal question rattling around in your head? Should I quit my job? Should I quit my job? It's a big question. A lot of anxiety around What is the answer? What do I do if the answer is yes? All right, come on. I'm reading your mail right now, folks, and I got some great news. Today, we just launched at kencoleman.com, Should I Quit My Job? Should I Quit My Job? It is a quiz. 20 questions is absolutely free. Did you hear me? It's free, and it's fast. Am I not a man of the people? I'm giving you something free, and it's fast. And I'm talking clarity, just like that. Because most of you know the answer, but you need confirmation. 20 questions, Should I Quit My Job quiz, live at kencoleman.com. And take it. It's gonna be very easy to take. It's going to score quickly, and it lets you know where you actually stand. There's 4 outcomes, all right? And it's simple and easy. It's going to read your mail. We've already sent it out to all of my newsletter subscribers. So if you're not subscribed to the Ken Coleman Show newsletter, well, you're missing out. All those fine people got it before you. But the feedback is absolutely fantastic. They're loving it, reading their mail. And here's what I love most about the responses. For those people that love it, they're saying, Ken, I knew it. I had a good idea, but this clarified it for me, and it confirmed I need to make a change. Yes! That's what we're here to do, is to help you get clarity so that you're confidently saying, I need to make a change, and clarity leads to confidence. Confidence leads to courage. So once I confidently know I'm supposed to do this because I'm very, very clear on what and why, then courage will show up when you need it most. So go check it out. Should I Quit My Job quiz, kencoleman.com. It is free. And share it. You got friends and family, you know they're always griping about their job. Send them the quiz. Those 20 questions might be the tipping point, that domino, if you will, that makes change happen in their life. 844-747-2577, the number. I always love talking with you folks, so let's get it started with Derrick, who's on the line in Little Rock, Arkansas. Derrick, you're on the Ken Coleman Show.
Hey, Ken. Thanks for taking my call.
Sure. What's going on?
Pleasure to speak with you. So here's the deal. I guess I've been in sales for 15 plus years. I've been in outside sales in the current role that I'm in for about 8 years. And there's been a gradual but dramatic market change in the last couple of years, and I've thought that maybe it's time to look at making a change. You get clear. Where I feel like I'm good at is sales. I feel like I'm great at sales. I feel like relating to people's needs and overcoming their objections and solving their problems is one of my strengths. And so I feel like in relation to that part of my sweet spot, I feel like I'm in it. My challenge is I feel like I've not been selling a product that I'm passionate about. Mm-hmm. And that's where I'm maybe missing the mark. Yeah.
You know what? You're in the right role in the wrong place. This is one of the 4 areas of the Should I Quit My Job quiz that I just talked about, Derrick. Mm-hmm. So this is one of the 4 outcomes of that quiz. So if you're feeling that, folks, like Derrick, I can tell you right now, you're in the right role, which means you love sales, you love solving problems. You just so beautifully laid it out why you love the role of a salesperson. You're really a solutions provider, and you love it. You just lost the juice, or maybe you never really had a lot of juice for what you're selling. Am I right?
That's exactly correct. Yes.
So do you have an idea of what you would like to be selling? What solution, what product, what service would you get fired up about if you were bringing that to the public?
So I listed out, so the what I love to do most segment, I listen to your show a lot. I listen to Dave Ramsey a lot. And honestly, what you guys do for people is incredible, and I love it. But the what I love to do most, and everybody says, I love to help people, and I do. I love to help people,
right.
But that's a little too broad.
Yes.
So I feel like helping people achieve their goals, whether that be career or financial, to be more confident. And I think helping people with their career goals or with their financial goals helps them to be more confident. I think that all ties in. I love teaching. I enjoy being a teacher. I like leading a group or leading people one-on-one. I like the satisfaction that comes with helping people achieve their goals and better their own lives. So if I could, sell a product that would enrich people's lives, mm-hmm. I think would directly be in my sweet spot. Yep. And I've been following Dave Ramsey's program for quite some time. I'm in baby step number 2, and I've got a great support group and a wonderful group of friends. And one of which brought to me a couple weeks ago that Dave Ramsey Solutions has sales roles.
Hello.
And I thought,
yeah.
what a sweet spot that would be for me.
I got to tell you, Derrick, you're doing a great job hosting the Ken Coleman Show for yourself. I mean, listen, you've been listening. I'm proud of you. You've done everything.
I don't know if I could do it quite like you, Ken.
Well, what I'm saying is that you are thinking the way that I'm trying to help people think. And you're asking yourself the questions that I would ask you, because that was my next response, which is, okay, have you made a list of companies that are selling services or selling products that you get fired up about? And Ramsey Solutions is one of them, right? What are we selling? Well, we're selling hope. And that's really what we're selling. We're selling hope in your finances. We're selling hope in your work. That's what I do, right? And all the things that we give are really about that. And so there's no question you should apply. I'm sure.
I think what you've done for me is, following Dave's program, the restrictive freedom that it gives you and the confidence that it gives you, that even though, I'm on a commission-based sales structure, and even when my commissions are down, I'm still in a better place because I was spending irresponsibly, and I'm doing so much better now.
Good.
That what it offers you and the things that it provides for your life is outstanding. And you helping people with their career goals, it just goes hand in hand with that. And I love what it can do for people. And I feel like that would be a wonderful solution.
Good. So here's the deal. I have no sway in you getting hired here, right? But I think you should apply.
Fair.
Look, I don't know you well enough, but I tell you this, if you use the Ken Coleman Show resume, our HR team, and by the way, this is for everybody watching and listening today, our HR team is on the lookout for people who use the Ken Coleman Show resume. KenColeman.com. It's free. It's one of our 3 get hired guides. So I can tell you right now, Derrick, if you submit that resume, they're paying attention. They can go, that's a Coleman guy. Hello.
Ken, I got to tell you, I love your resume builder, and
Great.
I've already got one built.
Beautiful. So here's the deal. Submit it. But here's the thing. Don't put all your eggs in the Ramsey Solutions basket. You need to go make a list. This is your homework assignment. Make a list of other companies, whether it be in Little Rock, Arkansas, or anywhere around the country. If you're open to moving, make a list. What are some companies that are selling a product or service that I absolutely can be an evangelist for? Because that's what a salesperson is, who is on mission, who is in the right place doing the right thing. Right role, right place. That's where you want to be. That's the sweet spot. And so what are those companies that you can become an evangelist, an ambassador? Try those 2 new words. If you're a salesperson and you want to be in your sweet spot, using what you do best, connecting and solving problems for people, but you want to do it in an area that fires up your soul because it's work that matters deeply to you. It's about the product or service and the place that you're doing that in. So where could you be an ambassador, an evangelist? Start thinking of yourself that way. That becomes your qualifier. That's good, folks. What I just gave you, that's good. You better be thinking about that. Because if you're an ambassador or an evangelist, you got a deep heart connection to the product or service. And I can tell you right now, Derrick's life is being changed by Dave Ramsey's baby steps. Now, I don't know if he's going to get the job or not, but I'm going to tell you right now, he's qualified in the sense that he's experienced change. He's an ambassador. He's an evangelist. That's what you're looking for. 844-747-2577. Coming up in just a few minutes, get your questions in. I'm going to go right over here to the laptop in the chat room and we'll answer some questions. That's coming up. Back to the phones we go. 844-747-2577 is Anita in one of the most beautiful places in God's green earth. Honolulu, Hawaii. Anita, you're on the Ken Coleman Show.
Good morning. Well, good afternoon to where you are.
Well, let me tell you something. When I'm talking to you, it's just good, Anita, because I'm there. I've been to Honolulu. I'm there right now.
Yes.
I'm there. Just picture me in my floral shirt, Anita. You and I hanging out on the beach.
Yes, indeed.
What's going on?
And an opportunity to be able to speak with you this morning, Ken. I tell you, I read your book. I even listened to it on the Audible audio.
Oh, good.
And it has really did some wonderful things for me, but I'm not going to detain you with that. But my question is, I'm 58 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I am a live-in nanny for a military family.
Okay.
And it is time for them to PCS, to relocate.
Okay.
And they'll be relocating on the East Coast. And my thing is I'm trying to decide whether to remain, not remain so much in Hawaii, but remain with the family, or do another job change. Because of my age and because of years to come retirement, and I'm not having the income to put in retirement. So therefore, my question is mainly what to put on my resume, because I had a lapse and I said a gap in my previous job experience. I've been doing this in-home nanny for like 3 years.
Right, but let me ask you this. You've had no gap in employment, just a gap in what you consider an industry. So you were in one industry before.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think that matters at all. At all.
Okay.
And let me tell you why, Anita. No one's going to look at that and go, oh, Anita's been a live-in nanny for 3 years. Psh, she can't help us. Nobody's going to say that. So if you want to get back into that industry, which is what? Or what would the job be if you decide to go back?
It'd be more or less in the area of administrative support.
Oh, goodness me. Goodness me,
yes.
Anita. No, listen,
Yes.
You're very talented. You've got a great resume, a lot of experience. And if you choose to go back into that administrative work, you know you can do the job. You know you can be tremendously valuable, yes or no?
Yes.
All
yes,
right,
I know
then.
I can.
So listen,
Yes, most
there's
definitely.
no gap because you know what? You just changed locations. You have essentially,
okay.
think about what you've been doing as a live-in nanny.
Oh, my God, yes.
Come on now. Come on, Anita. Like, you haven't lost a step when it comes to administering somebody's life. You've been taking care of that family's life.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I hadn't even looked at it in that perspective.
Yeah, I know. You have
Wow.
been the CEO of that house, yes or no?
That is true, and they expressed that to me.
I know.
a lot.
Now I'm gonna
Yes.
now I'm gonna put you under pressure, Anita, because you know I love
Uh-oh.
you. I know. I know. You gave me something that I can't leave on the table here.
Uh-oh.
You ready?
I hear you.
You
Yes,
know.
I'm ready.
Hey, Anita, you know where I'm going right now, don't you?
Mm-hmm. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
she does. You presented me with a fork in the road. Stay with this family as they move to the lower 48 or change jobs. And I think if I look at that fork and I'm listening to you, Anita, I can hear your voice, which means I think I hear your heart. And I think your heart's telling you one clear choice, but you're a little uncomfortable with it because your brain's going, am I right, Anita? Am I still reading your mail? Yeah. What's your heart telling you? What's your heart telling you? Say it.
It really is saying to stay.
Yeah.
Because of the contribution that I've made to the family.
Yeah.
And I've been pressed about it.
Yeah.
I really have, and I asked God to give me clarity on what to do.
I think he's giving you clarity. I can tell you right now, your heart's pouring out clarity. The heart's not moved with confusion. The heart is only moved with tremendous clarity. Anita, you're scared.
Yes.
Your brain's trying to talk your heart out of this because you're like, I'm 58. I like living in Honolulu. And if I move over there, there's all this new stuff. What do I do? What do I do? And your heart just told you what you're supposed to do, didn't it, Anita?
Yes.
Anita, I'm not going to tell you what to do.
Yes.
It's not my job to tell you what to do. You know what you're supposed to do. And I'm telling you, whatever fears you have about the next steps are just simply lies. They're from the pit of hell. And you got to understand where they come from. And there's nothing good coming from the pit of hell. Can I get an amen, Anita?
Amen to that.
All right, then. So listen, you talk these fears out. Talk them over with a good friend. Talk them over with the family. Say, I've invested so much in this family, and I am not going to leave you stranded. I want to go with you. If you'll have me, you are my family, and I want to continue to invest, and I'm going to walk forward. I'm a little scared. Would you hold my hand? Would you hold me a little close tonight? Come on, Anita.
Yes, yes.
All right. Listen, you know what you got to do, don't you?
Yes, thank you, yes.
All right,
yes.
Anita. Listen, I appreciate you. Listen, when you
No,
come
thank
over
you
to the
for
lower
having me
48,
on this.
I'm happy to have you on the show. You know what I want to happen, Anita? I want you to come to Nashville and watch the show one day, and I come out during the commercial break or after the show and give you a big hug. Is that possible?
Yeah, that's possible because we're going to Fort Campbell, Kentucky.
Come on, Fort Campbell, Kentucky. Anita, you're coming close to Nashville. I want you to come,
Yes.
and I want to get a big hug.
You will. I will look for you, Ken.
All right, Anita, you know what to do. It's time to go. Oh, whoo, I'm fired up. I am fired up. 844-747-2577 is the number. Now we go to the chat room. Yes. Oh, yeah, get on that keyboard. Now, listen, here's the deal. These questions have got to be straightforward. I can't go back and forth like I just did with Anita. And so if you feel like, oh, Ken, I'm so scared to call, what are you scared of? You got to watch every day. Am I ever going to make you feel like a prop? Never. Am I ever going to mistreat you just to be entertaining? Never. Am I here to listen to you and help you? Abso-freaking-lutely. So here we go. Jeff types in, Ken, I've been offered a job doing something I love, but it would require me moving 10 hours away from my family. My wife is really close to her family, and I don't think she's completely on board with moving away from them. What do I do? Oh, Jeff. Now, this is one of the signature moments in your marriage. This is big. So I want to make sure that you catch how big this is. The way you handle this is huge. Now, let me tell you something. My answer is get the wife on board and make the move. That's my answer. Now, that's the simple answer. Get your wife on board and make the move. Because I can tell just from this, you're in. You want to go. I mean, something you love, it's going to lead to a lot more things, so you want to do it. But you know how close you are with your wife, and you know she's not on board. So what is it going to take to get her on board? That's what you have to ask her. So here's my advice. Hey, sweetheart, let me tell you where I'm at this moment. Don't put it in stone and put her in a tough situation emotionally. Just say, hey, babe, here's where I am in this moment. I want to go. But I also, I feel bad that I'm so woohoo, and you're kind of hanging back a little bit because of the family. And so I feel bad about that. So here's the deal. I want us to talk and begin a conversation about where do you need to be emotionally to be on board with this move. So what are you afraid of? Now, I'm going to tell you something. That's great husband stuff right there. She's got to be able to trust you, and she needs to be heard that she has some fears. So you better listen to her fears and don't discount her fears. Listen to her fears and say, okay, I get that. And you don't have to react right away, but at some point you're going to have to come up with solutions to her fears. Fears are lies. Don't tell her that. All right? Listen. And then know that a fear is always a lie and there's truth. So whatever the fear is saying, there is an opposite statement. You got to help identify that for her. And then, and only then, do you say, okay, here's what I propose that we do. And that's how you get her on board, right? And here it is. I'm going to give this again. This is great relationship advice, great business advice. When you're casting vision to somebody who doesn't see what you see, and this is what's happening here, Jeff, you got to give them, here's what we're going to do. All right? This is the problem. I'm not in a job I love, and so the solution is to take this job. But the reason is, and explain, this is the problem, solution, reason for the solution. She's got to be able to see how this is big picture stuff. Brad writes in, I started a new job working for a friend of mine. I started a new job 7 months ago working for a friend of mine. But I'm now being recruited by a bigger company. The pay is much better than I'm currently making. How do I tell my friend to quit my job respectfully? Is there another option? The only other option here is you wait for another great opportunity. But why in the world would you do that? I understand he's your friend. I understand he gave you the job. But listen, you will resent this friend if you don't take this opportunity. You will resent the relationship because you'll say, I should have taken the job. I regret that I didn't take the job. And now I resent the relationship that held me back from taking the job. So what's really going on, Brad, is you're scared of confrontation. but it doesn't have to be ugly confrontation. Healthy confrontation is, hey, bro, really appreciate you. I just got an unbelievable offer. It's huge for me, going to take me down the path that I want to go down, and I need to take it. I'm really sorry to do this after 7 months, but I don't want to resent the relationship, and I know you're probably disappointed, and there's a part of me that's going to really miss this, but I've got to take this. I hope you're going to celebrate this with me, but I'm not leaving until I've left well, so let's figure out how I can leave well, and that's all you got to do. All right, keep those questions coming. We might get to those a little bit later in the program. 844-747-2577. Just as simple as Brad and Jeff typing in a question. Would love to have you do it. Engage with us that way. 844-747-2577 is the number. Hey, before we jump into 3 questions that will help you discover what moves your heart as it relates to work. I'm going to get to that momentarily. Before we do that, great deal right now. I've got to tell you, the best-selling book, Proximity Principle, I'm proud of it. It's going to give you tremendous clarity on how to get where you want to be. So you know where you want to be, but you don't know how to get there. That's why I wrote the book, okay? And it's an unbelievably simple but practical read. We got 3 formats right now at kencoleman.com. The audio format, read to you by me, the ebook for those who like to read it on a tablet, and the autographed copy of the hard copy. That's all for $25 at kencoleman.com. So go get that deal. That's a savings of $35. 3 formats. You can read, you can share, whatever format you want. You get them all for $25. So there you go. Do it for yourself and then share it. How about that? 844-747-2577. All right, let's talk real quick. 3 questions that will help you begin to dive into passion. What is the work that makes me come alive? Early in the program, we heard Anita's heart pour out. Why? She's got a passion for that family. That's her heart. 3 quick questions. Number 1, who do I most want to help? We hear this all the time on the show. Ken, I want to help people. And when I hear that, I always go right back to the caller and I say, all right, tell me more about those people. What do they look like? What do they sound like? What are their problems, right? You want to create a visual of that person that you really want to help. Who do you most want to help? Second question, what problems do you most want to solve? Or what problem sticks out to you? You think about, boy, I always get fired up by this. I want to solve this. I want to help single mothers. I want to help entrepreneurs get off to a great start. I want to help little babies in the NICU that are struggling. Whatever it is, this is how we get real clarity here. And the third question is a variation of the second question, which is, what solution do I most want to provide? I get excited about selling this solution, or I get excited about developing this solution. You get the idea. 3 questions that will begin the process of your heart revealing to you what moves it. And now we say, okay, how can I use what I do best to do these type of things? 3 questions real quick. Here we go. Who do I most want to help? What problem do I most want to solve? What solution do I most want to provide? 844-747-2577. Back to the phones we go. Jennifer's on the line in Charlotte, North Carolina. Jennifer, you're on the Ken Coleman Show.
Hi, Ken. Thank you for taking my call.
Sure. How can I help today?
So my question basically is, should I take a higher salary position, even though I know I won't be as comfortable and it'll be a little bit more stressful and it may be something that I don't like as much so I can get out of debt faster? Or should I stay in my current position, which I'm comfortable with, but it'll take me a little bit longer?
Okay. This is intriguing. I don't remember having this question very often. I'm really excited about this. I got to get some details. What are you making right now in your current job that you really like?
About $47,000.
How much would you make in the new job that would be more stress, less comfortable, not something you really love?
About $55,000.
Mm-hmm. How much, have you run the numbers? How much quicker would you pay off your debt if you took job number 2?
I have not run the numbers.
Got to run the numbers. I can't even answer your question. I can't even give you really good advice. I'm going to give you partial advice.
I was more concerned about, like, if I would, like, my sanity, like, if I would want to put myself through that or just stay comfortable and take my easy pace.
Well, I don't like anybody saying I want to stay comfortable. That's the wrong phrase to tell me on the Ken Coleman Show, right? Because I don't want you comfortable. I want you constantly getting out of your comfort zone, which in some ways you are by paying off debt. But I want you doing work that you really love. And let me just run the numbers for you. I'm not going to break this down super detailed, but we're talking about $47,000 right now in a job that at least you are, during your debt-free journey, you're not stressed out and you're cruising along, which I'm okay with right now. You're talking about $8,000 gross difference. So once they take taxes, you have to run the numbers. How much more are you going to make, and how much faster is that going to help you pay off the debt? How much debt do you have left?
About 50,000.
Yeah. It'll help you. I just don't know that it's going to speed it up that much, because let's just say that 8 gross turns into, I'm making this up because I'm not a tax person, so don't anybody judge me, but I'm giving you the exercise, Jennifer. You got to sit down with your accountant, and you got to get these numbers. But let's say that out of the 8 gross that you take home 5,500 more, right? Over the course of the year. So let's just divide that by 12. So you're looking at somewhere between, $480, somewhere in that range. So that's how much more you're going to have a month. And if you put every nickel of that to the debt, it's not going to speed it up that much more, right? So let's just say round numbers. Let's just say it's $400 a month that you're putting to debt because of the increase in salary. You're looking at $4,800 a year. That's significant. I'm not sneezing at that, okay? But you got to weigh that timeline. So how much quicker do I get paid off with the additional $4,800 a year? And in my mind, is it worth it for this new job where I think I'm going to be stressed out? Because you're already in a situation where you're pretty intense, right?
Yeah.
Do you see the psychological questions I'm asking? Like, I'm running through this thing. Yeah. I'm running through this logically and then psychologically. Because here's the deal. Let's say you take this second job. There's no passion in it. Am I right?
Right.
So, yeah, it advances the ball, I would say, significantly. I think $4,800 a year is significant. So financially, I think it's worth it. But where do you sit after that's done? I'm only okay with this if it's truly not going to make you just totally jacked up and such a change psychologically that you don't feel comfortable and it's really like, it's miserable. Okay? If it's got a misery factor to it, I'm going to say no. If it's not, and it's just tougher, a little different, and it gets you there faster, I'm okay with you taking it, as long as you commit to me that you're going to look for work in your sweet spot after you're done. Or if the goal is to return home, that's fine too. Am I making sense?
Yes, you are. I didn't look at it in that angle, so it helps a lot.
Yeah, that's what you have to do. You can't make a good decision until we've thought through the practical, the logical, and then the psychological, the financial, the emotional, all that stuff. You are a whole person, so you got to look at it holistically. But I think, Jennifer, if you do that exercise, you're going to walk away feeling much better. Much better. Okay? So there you go. You know what to do. And folks, I got to tell you this. I want to add this. I'm a part of Ramsey Solutions Network. Dave Ramsey's my mentor. You could call him the executive producer of this show. I get this question all the time. Ken, can I switch jobs? Can I pursue my dream job? Can I make any kind of a job switch when I'm in debt? And the answer is unequivocally yes, you can. You just got to be smart about it, right? What does that mean? Well, then we're not going to have an interruption in income. You're not in a position when you're paying off debt to have an interruption in income. So I'm okay with you making a switch, but we don't make the switch. We don't jump off the cliff. Yee! I'm so brave. Whatever. I'm so sick of seeing this junk on social media. If you see some talking head on social media going, you just need to be brave and make the jump. You'll figure it out. I did it. I lived in a car for 6 weeks and then I figured it out. I'm going to go, you're a moron. You didn't have to live in a car for 6 weeks to step into work you love. That's all romantic and it feels brave and they're all proud of themselves. And I just go, forget it. I don't want to hear that nonsense. There's no reason for you to have an interruption in income and do some crazy leap off of a cliff and just going, I know I'm strong enough, I'll make it. Well, great, you probably are. But Why in the world would you invite extra pain and extra anxiety and extra uncertainty when you don't have to? So yes, you can make the switch. And you should. And you should. All right, well, that is going to do it. My time is almost up. But before I let you go hear this, you matter. And you do have what it takes. Thank you so much for joining us. Until next time, this is the Ken Coleman Show. Press on.